morning. It is Tuesday, which, means speed day. It looks like my coach is doing an alternating short speed interval workout with a tempo workout. So this week was tempo. It was a mile warm up, 5 miles at my tempo pace, and 1 mile cool down. And, I'm always intimidated by the speed workouts. I just don't believe in myself yet. But this one went really well. Either I'm adjusting to the tempo paces or my watch is off, because the last mile did feel pretty easy and I was running, like trying to run faster because I thought it needed to feel harder, and it didn't. And so, like I said, either my watch is screwed up or I'm adjusting, which, hey, adjusting is great. Plus, it also helped that it was in the 60s this morning. Feels amazing out here. I love it. And now I have to get ready and go to my run group that I coordinate, kind of, maybe. This has become a very frustrating thing in my life. Okay, I was contemplating whether I'll talk about it. So anyway, I coordinate a running group for military spouses. I'm not really involved with military stuff anymore. My husband's on his last tour. A couple of years he retires. He's over being in the Navy. I'm over him being in the Navy. I really don't want to be involved with squadron events anymore and all that stuff. He's not deploying anymore, so I kind of just checked out, and I'm like one of those old salty wives that I just don't care anymore. Like, whatever, just tell me when you go to work, when you're supposed to be home, and if there's something I absolutely have to go to, I'll do it. When I first started coordinating, I've been coordinating for 8 years now, 7, 8 years, I don't remember. But when I started, we had a great group and they were up for anything and going anywhere across the city and trying out new parks and all this stuff, and wanted to really get together and do social stuff. And it was great. Like, had a bunch committed. They all left. And I will say they were all closer to my age. Some of these members are 20 years younger than me now. So I don't quite connect anymore, and they all have young kids and I have old kids. And anyway, so now I'm like, hey, let's go meet at this park. They just put in a new playground. It's amazing. It has a 1.5 mile loop, and it actually has some hills and shade. And they're like, no, I don't want to leave base. It's just, it's frustrating. Like, they all like, we want this, we want this, we want this. I'm like, okay, great, I'll try to do it. I do it, and they're like, no, never mind, I don't want it. I'm frustrated. And it's a volunteer position. I don't get paid for this. Okay, sorry about earlier. I abruptly cut it off because I walked into my driveway and saw that my car window had been rolled down and left down all night, and I was confused because I didn't drive anywhere yesterday. So I wasn't sure why my car window was down, and so I had to go in, and I was a little miffed. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So today, like, I've tried to keep a schedule where we do some like on base and then we go off base for a little bit. And it's the last year, the off base location for one of the bases just hasn't been attended. Like, it's like I said, it's an amazing park, just nobody shows up because they don't want to go off base. And then today, for this week, I had that same park, and I had like one other person say they were going, and I knew she lived on base, so I asked like the group, like, hey, if we move this back on base, would you guys attend it, or would it have more attendance? And everyone's like, yes, except for one person who's like, I'm going to, and if you put it on base, I'm not going to go. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to leave it so I don't cause any confusion. We're 24 hours out. I'll just leave it. And I said, hey, for those who still want to meet on Mayport, just go run. We're doing couch to 5K. I don't want them to lose steam. So I'm like, especially if you're couch to 5K, just meet where we normally meet on Mayport and go run if you can't make it to this other location. And then I get a message from the person who was supposed to come today, who wanted it kept at this one park. And she was like, oh, my kids were up all night. I'm not going to make it. I'm like, of course. I get it. Kids, they're up. I know she has small kids. They get up, especially when we as spouses are the primary, like, default parent. We get up in the middle of the night, take care of the kids, especially if spouse is deployed. You have no option. You have to get up in the middle of the night. There's nobody to share the load with. So I get it. I was like, that's fine. So I ended up just canceling the park, and I just told my 2 workout leaders, like, hey, just meet at Mayport, whatever. Oh, I live in Jacksonville. So we do serve both bases. We serve Mayport, which is up, in the northeast part of the city, way at the very edge of the northeast part of the city. And we also serve NAS Jacksonville, which is like in the southwest part of the city. And it's, for me, to get to Mayport, it's like a 45, 50 to an hour drive, depends on traffic. And then it's only like 15 minutes to get to Jacksonville. So for Mayport people to try to get to NAS, it could be an hour and a half based on traffic and time of day, and same for them for NAS going up to Mayport. So we split the week, and we'll meet closer to Mayport, or we'll meet closer to NAS another day, just so nobody has to drive that far. Because if I can't get them to drive 15 minutes off base to a different park, I'm definitely not getting them an hour drive to an hour and a half to another base. It's just one of the lovely parts of living in the city, that it is so spread out and so huge, and nobody, like, and if you're not familiar with the city of Jacksonville, a huge river basically divides the city in half, and nobody wants to cross the river. Like, so if you live on the east side of the river, you don't want to cross it to go to the west side. If you live on the west side, you don't want to cross to go to the east side. I'm just as guilty. Half the time I'm like, oh no, I don't want to cross the Buckman right now. Nah, I'll just find some place to go over here. And same thing, like, they'll know I don't want to cross the Buckman and go over there. So we have, I'm trying to think, 1, 2, 3 main bridges to cross the river, and then there's other bridges. And so the main one, if you live in the suburbs, is the Buckman. And if there's an accident or there's traffic, it's going to take you forever, because traffic's backed up, and you can only get across the bridge, or you have to drive like 20 miles south and cross a different bridge, and there's construction down that bridge. It's a poorly designed, having a river cut a city in half, but that's how it is. Anyway, so I've been getting frustrated leading the group. I'm actually stepping down as coordinator in December, and somebody else is willing to take over. The problem is, most people in the military move every couple of years, and my family has not, just because of circumstances. I never realized I'd be living in Jacksonville for 12 years now. We just crossed 12 years living here, which is insane. But anyway, so it's just one of those frustrations. Like, I'm just burned out. Like, I volunteered a lot when my kids were in elementary school, and I'm burned out. Like, at this point, I just want to go find a job that pays me. Like, we have our business, but, if we can get some extra fun money for, whatever, braces, that kind of stuff. So, that's it. I will see you all later. Good morning. It is Thursday of week 10, I believe. I have 6 miles today, but it's also club run day. So 3 by myself and 3 with the club. Just 3 miles easy. Don't sound like I'm running easy. And I was running a little fast. I'm trying to slow down and keep it nice, easy conversational pace. It's a little warmer today. I think it's actually supposed to be close to 90. So fake fall's over. But it does feel a little more tolerable in the morning, which helps to convince myself to get up and get going. All right. Well, I only have a mile left until I'm back to our meeting location, and then I'll do my other 3. Good morning. It is Friday. I had 6.5 miles today. I'm finished. I got wrapped up in my podcast, and I didn't even think about checking in mid-run. I was listening to a old podcast of Jason Sudeikis on David Spade and Dana Carvey's podcast. Being from Kansas City, Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso, always wearing Kansas City shirts, love it. We are not just a flyover city. We actually have talent. We have culture. It's amazing. Okay, I had to stop earlier because there was a leaf blower and I knew my voice could not compete with a leaf blower. I know I'm quiet, even though I feel like I'm yelling. I couldn't have yelled over the leaf blower. Anyway, Kansas City's cool. Check it out. Eat some barbecue. Have fun. 6.5 miles today. I don't know why, but Fridays always feel hard. I don't know if I'm just super tired by Friday or what, but the Friday runs I dread. And it was 6.5 miles. I did 6 yesterday. I don't know why, and just today felt hard. Like my normal mileage pace for it just felt like it was hard. I don't know if it's mental or something, because I know not tomorrow, but on Sunday I have the long run, and it's like, oh no, if today feels hard, how hard is tomorrow gonna feel, the long run? I don't know. I think I just psyched myself up. I just need to do the miles and get through them. So, and I did, and I'm done. Now I have to get ready and go to the doctor and be told that my anemia is gone, but not really, but it is. I don't know. Yay. Good morning. It is my long run. I am 14 miles into 16. These are my nice, easy miles to finish off the run. I had race pace today. So 2 at easy pace, 5 at race pace, 2 at easy pace, 5 at race pace, and then 2 at easy pace to finish it off. I am halfway through that first of the last 2. So I got a mile and a half to go. I will say the first 5 felt pretty easy. Wasn't too bad. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. And the first 3 of the second 5 felt okay. I'm like, oh, okay. Last 2, kind of had to work through. That's the whole point of training. I'm ready to be done though. Like, I'm ready. Yeah. I think you know how it goes, especially if you do race pace and then you're just done. Like, I just want to be done. All right. See you later. 16 miles finished. Seriously, that last mile, I was just kind of plodding. Like, all right, 1 foot in front of the other. 1 foot in front of the other. It was tough. I slowed down a bit, took a few walk breaks just because I needed to. I went to the doctor on Friday for some follow-up lab, and because I was anemic and back in May, and so I've been working on trying to bring up my iron levels, and she wanted to talk to me about it. And I'd also told her I'd had this weird pain right over my heart, just random times, never made sense. And hearts aren't great in my family, so I was a little concerned. And she's like, if there's no pattern to it and you don't notice it when you're exercising, it's probably just muscular. But obviously just keep an eye on it. I noticed today, I felt it in some chest tightening. I never felt short of breath. I just kind of felt like it was a little tight. Now, I don't know if I'm getting a cold. My nose has been stuffed up. Being, out and around the public and kids, and I work the craft fairs and kids touch everything. And, last weekend I watched a kid pick his nose several times and then touch our stuff. I'm like, oh, so, there's, even though I try to use hand sanitizer and go wash my hands if I'm going to eat, I could have picked up something like people coughing, touching, so maybe I'm at the beginning of a cold. I was in zone 5 for the last 2 miles with my heart rate. So I know that usually indicates that either I'm working really hard because of my pace, or I'm working really hard because I'm sick. So maybe I'm getting sick. I don't know. Guess we'll find out as the days go on. Maybe just a little cold, but even a little cold, you know, can affect your lungs and running, and especially 16 miles. I mean, that's the longest I've run in since January 2024. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, have a good Sunday.